welcome along and welcome back to Six Ashes. Today is the day we are going to be getting the soybeans harvested. That is, if everything dries out. Currently the moisture level is about 23%, so we need that to come down, and we do have some good drying later in the afternoon, but it's a close one. So my plan very much is to get everything set up, make sure that our horses are all good and everything, and then we can move on to that and get things rolling rather nicely. We have to get these soybeans up today. The next day's weather is about midday-ish. We've got rain coming in, followed by sleet and snow as winter comes in. So we're going to be able to hopefully get the carrots up next time. But this is the last chance, the last day we're going to be able to get the soybeans up. Oh, too much. Let's get that collected up. We've still got a couple of bales out here for those. How much do we have remaining in these bales? Because they're slowly working their way through them. 1,600. So this straw bale, this is going to have, or this hay bale, sorry, this got to be moved before the end of the day. The horse silage has 274 in it. That can stay out here because, of course, it is a wrapped bale. So it is absolutely fine. We can now get this through and into here like like so. There we go. Now we need to give them a bit of water as well, and they're okay, as we've seen, they're okay for the other two bits. So we'll plonk this in here. This shed, I think we're going to have to try and make some space to store the soybeans in. We've got no space up at the other shed, so we need space in here. Attach the hoses and drop that off. If we can move this pallet of oats out of the way, that would work nicely for us. It would actually made more sense to have brought the oats down here than the soybeans, but well, we probably do have enough time to transport those oats down here and make space at the top end. So while we're waiting for things to dry off, let's do that today. Let's get the we'll drop this off here. I think our horses have enough water, don't they? Yeah, they've got plenty of water. They're full on everything else. They've got a little bit of space for water, so we can always fill that up at the end of the day. But yeah, if we make some space in here, get this pile of oats out the way, and what we can actually do is pop down to the shop and grab some of those empty boxes and use those to fill up with some oats from up the top once we get them down here. It's probably a good choice, and just sort of tidy up the farm a little bit, give us some space to do this kind of stuff with. Now I am just wondering, how much oats do they take so that we've got this filled up? So 325 litres of oats. So I call it 330 litres of oats. That will do them 2 days. So every 4 days, they're going to use an entire box full of oats. We're running 6-day seasons. So every 2 seasons, they are going to use 3 boxes, because that's 12. Yeah, that's 12 divided by 12 divided by 2 is 6, and we know that every 2 days. Oh man, I need to do more maths carefully. Let's. Oh, we've still got oats in the front of this. That's not a problem though. But yeah, for doing live-ish maths, I'll work this out on our way up to the other barn, and then we'll see where we are. I think. Yeah, so I was right. It's a box every 2 days, which means a 6-day season takes 3 boxes. So 3 times 4 is 12 boxes in total we will need for a year. So there we go. That will give us plenty. Now we've got to get round the canola as well, and of course this. Wow, we're gonna need a new bucket. That is not gonna work. So I'm gonna look for a new bucket. I think what we'll have to do is we'll have to tip the soybeans down the bottom for now, and then we will box all of these up later. But this now more than anything proves that we need to replace this tractor, because we can't actually collect up our oats. We can't tip them in. We're gonna need a new bucket, and preferably one that's maybe a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna leave this tractor here. Actually, no. Let's head down to the allotment and see if we've got some work to do down there, because right now everything is still way too wet. When we're waiting for stuff like this to dry, it is always good to try and fill the time with stuff. If we can do that, we end up in a much better position. I'm almost certain now, based on feedback from the last video, that we will replace this tractor and get ourselves a 7840. We're going to get a 2-wheel drive version because we're not getting it to plow. It is we're doing it in order to get the to use it very much like this 5000. My only worry is the 5000 here is small enough to fit underneath the shed and get in there for the horses. I do worry a little bit that a bigger tractor is not going to fit in and allow us to do that. So we will have to see. This is not this. You can almost guarantee that the front on this is going to muck up doing this. That we're going to have the front loader go really weird, because it has done every time we've done this job. So far today we've tipped it right over and not had the issue. Whoa, I forgot how little weight there is on this tractor. It is such a light tractor. They're even just lifting this up. That's the other thing. We could not put a heavier bucket or a bigger bucket on the front of this. This tractor would just go straight over if we did that. There we go. That is almost full. One more bit. And up and round. And in. There we are. Right. Ooh. As long as we don't push it too far, it's all right. There we go. See? Absolutely fine. Let's hook this back up and we'll take this down. We've still got wet crop. It is 11 o'clock, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the crop quickly, see if we've had a significant drop. And when I came in, or when first thing this morning on here, it was 23%. We are currently at 22. It is taking a while for this to dry, and it's a small combine in a big field. I do not know if we're going to be able to get this harvested before the end of today. It's gonna be a push. Down at the allotment, and I don't know how much this needs. Let's bring up the menu. Water fill level, so we're about half full on everything. So this will be useful. It'll help. We've got a fair amount of manure down here already, which is good. And I like that we are building up a store of manure down here. We want to do, we've got 88,000 so far. So we are looking good for that new tractor at the moment. We're not looking to expand the fields because we have a fair amount of manure and things. Sorry, a fair amount of fields and things. What we do need to do is get the BGA. So first day of winter, we're probably going to be getting the BGA and getting that set up. We've got the money to do that. It will be better to do that before we get the new tractor, because obviously we will make a load of money from the BGA that can then go towards that. Whereas if we buy the new tractor, we are unlikely to be able to buy the BGA straight up. So that's good. And we kind of have it almost as hiring the BGA each year, because the only way we can do it is to buy it and then sell it. And then we need to see if we can buy some woodland again over the winter. Probably that bit there, which is tends to be the best bit for us to grab and do stuff with, right next to the sawmill as well. All right, let's get this back up to the farm. We're going to hook the water onto the back of it and head back down here. One advantage that 7840 will have to this tractor, of course, is the ability to actually hook up to all of our trailers properly. The whole issue we have with this tractor, where it has no high hitch at all, which is a little bit ridiculous, will be solved with getting the new tractor. It will absolutely work as we intend it. It'll have, I think we've got 95 horsepower on the 6810. The 7840, that will have 100 horsepower. So the two of them will be very similar, but then that's why I'm speccing it to be slightly different. We need to get this round and out, because we need to get our 3-point hitch on it. This 3-point hitch has been a godsend, but it is unfortunate that the other connections don't work while using this. It would be good if they did, but yeah, there's not much as a modder you can do to force the tractor to connect up when using something like this. So it's good, but yeah, I would like it if it was fully connected. There we go. We have water. Let's take that down to our bit now, as the time comes up to midday, and yeah, we'll give another check on our crop when we come back, and hopefully that will have dropped another %, because if it is drying well now, we do have a good chance that we can get this up. And back for the second time. Let's pull it in here and line up. There we go. Empty it out. And done. Wow, that really didn't take much at all. That's pretty good. I do think, I am still of the opinion that we should have a smaller water tank down here, because this only takes 2,000 litres of water. We can easily get a little water tank for that. Let's have a look what we've got in our stores. It's normally under animals, I think. Yes. 2,000 litres. That would be perfect. 1,000 litres. That's not quite enough. 2,000 litre water tank for 1,000. There we go. That would do brilliantly for down here. So I think there's a distinct possibility that maybe this universal water tank we should leave up for our horses at the top, and probably should have a little water tank that we can just pull down here, 2,000 litres, done. And or actually, how much do our horses take? 4,000 litres ish. So yeah, it would 2,000 litres would be a couple of trips for that. But we could fill up a larger water tank and leave it down here to do. So that might be the way to go. I'm gonna have a think about that one, but it would save us doing 2 trips every time. It's approaching 1 PM and we're back at the farm. Is this wet crop gonna disappear now, or are we still going to be waiting for it to do? I need to get this in the right place, and actually while we got this on the back and while the wet crop is still up, let's give this to the cow. Keep thinking, it's not cows, it's horses. Now earlier I was talking about the BGA, and one of the reasons why I want to buy it and its useful is because we are going to be turning on the precision farming coming the next year on this map. So in order to do that, we are gonna need some form of animal or natural fertilizer to spread on our fields first. Now I did about doing it before we harvest soybeans, because soybeans will give us a boost to the nitrogen, but the thing is that we'll also take a hit on their yield because we haven't done any liming of that field, or won't have done any liming of that field. So yeah, it's not something I was prepared to do. So we're not going to get the boost from the soybeans this year. We are going to try and keep the soybeans in rotation though, I think, because as a small farm, it's rather useful to have a crop that puts nitrogen into the soil. So we'll see how that goes. Now, will this refill here? Yes, it will. Begun to find the sweet spot for this, which is good. Right. It is still wet crop. Let's have a look and see exactly how wet this crop still is. Because, yeah, we need to work out. I don't want to start a contract or something with us being so close to being able to harvest this. Let's look. 20%. We are going to lose the wet crop icon at any minute. And there we go. 3 minutes past 2. The crop is now down to 19%. We can jump in this harvester and get cutting as quickly as possible. Now, the problem we've got is the tractor is still up the top. Let's open that up. Oh, we need to start the combine threshing because we have... Oh, no. Turn on harvester. There we go. And away we go. We're going to keep the pipe out. Not that that is the best idea. But we've got a fairly decent amount of soybeans coming here. And if we can get these all harvested today, this should make us a decent amount of money. But it's got to be quite thick because we're going at 3 miles an hour. And that is going to be tough to get this field done in time. At least we don't have to bale this, though. We would be in trouble if we had to bale this. But hopefully, we're just going to get a really, really good crop of soybeans off here instead, and we need to do it in a good amount of time because at the moment it's 20 past 2 in the afternoon as we get started on this. So round and round we go, and we'll see where we stop. The next field over is a really, really nice field of alfalfa that in field 16. They've got, yeah, that's a decent crop. We fertilized that, I think. yeah, we got a contract and fertilized that, which is pretty cool. This is combining takes a while. We are at 42%. We're most of the way around the field. We do have a couple of problems though. One, as I said before, our trailer is back up at the other farm, or back up at our other barn. So we have got to run over there and grab that when we get full. But two, the fuel level on this combine is really, really low. So while this combine is getting emptied, what we're going to have to do is go and get the fuel trailer as well. Get that back here and get this combine refilled as well. 50% on just under a full round. So we're going to get most of the way around this field again before we have to go and get our trailer. So that is all good. It's just a case of making sure, and hopefully we should have enough fuel to get to that point. But yeah, we're going to have to do things fairly quickly because it's already 3 p.m. and we still have a lot of field to go here. So I've had an idea. Rather than traipsing our fuel bowser all the way around, I'm going to come out to my crop here and just turn off everything. Stop this here. Hop over the fence, run over to our tractor, and just quickly refuel across the fence. Makes a little bit more sense. So disconnect the trailer, get our 6810 moving. Because the fuel bowser is right next to it, so we might as well try and refuel here and make this easier. Like so. And hook you up. Nope. Nothing to connect otherwise. And yeah, just bring it across this gas field. Refuel across here. And then we can get the combine moving again fairly quickly. Hopefully that's close enough. Please be close enough. It's not. Right, let's see where we are. Let's stick back of this right up against the hedge, the fence. There. See if that is good enough. Yes, it is. Perfect. And then that's done. And we can take this back and drop this back where it was, and it's taken us a lot shorter time to get this down, round and back. Admittedly, where we don't save the time then is getting this while we're getting the trailer. But I think we might leave this next to the trailer for now. It's a little bit in the way, but we can move it back. Get this over here. And while I'm in the 6810, I'm going to get the tractor and trailer round to the bottom end of the field so that we can come and empty it in a moment and be good. I need to get those connected. There we go. Right, and away we go. Based on our initial journey around the field and the initial amount that we've made on this, I guess the tractor would be needed around about here-ish. As it is, it looks like we're going to make it a little bit further around the field than that. So what I am going to do is we're just going to empty out at this point here. Get these... it needs to be really over the trailer, this combine. Right, there we go. Unload here? No, I want to unload into the trailer, please. There we go. It's a little bit, yeah, you have to be really well over the trailer. But if we empty this out here, that will sort us quite nicely. And get us going. So get that closed. And we should be all right for another couple of rounds. I will save the fuel on the 6810. And away we go again. So most of a tank, 90, I think we were like 90% there. So that should work out quite well. We are only going at sort of 3 miles an hour. So I think I might give it a check and see if we need to do any repairs to the header. The combine itself is fine. So yeah, if we do, I'll have to get those done and get back on it. Coming to the end of the 4th headland and we are verging on 90% full again. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take us straight out of here just to even everything up. And then we're going to start on the far side of the field. Let's turn that off and get that out. Yep. And we're going to start on the far side of the field and start cutting, not so much along the lines of how I sowed this, because you can see that's going up this edge. But you can see that the soybeans themselves have an angle, and it's going to be easier to stick to those rows than it is to the way the field is actually seeded. So I'm going to do that. We just want to empty this out here. We should be good, like so. That is wonderful. And the sun is getting fairly low in the sky. So we want to get... Yeah, I'm going to leave this forward down the bottom end. Yeah, we're only 61% full, so that's good. Gives us plenty of space, and we'll leave this right over here. So as we fill up, we can come and empty our tractor, or empty our combine. Jump back into this. And as I said, we're going to start up here and we're going to follow the rows up here. And it actually is fairly interesting that the field up this end, we're able to follow it fairly well as well. And I want to get that little section up at the top left there. I want to get that cleared up to make it easier for us. So let's cut in here, use this as a line, and then we can clear up this little corner up the top here and do a bigger cut in order to start cracking on with the rest of the field. Just finishing off this little section, and we got about 20%. Yeah, we've got 20% of doing the row up here, plus that, so that's a good little amount. We should cut in now and be pretty good. Now we have a good idea of how many rows we can get with the cutting. We get about 4 rows worth, or 4 rows width in this. And we've not got a huge amount of field left, which is very good news. So if I want to go probably about here-ish, I think. And we'll cut in here. And that should give us a decent width. You see how much this combine suddenly slows down as we're suddenly getting a much bigger amount in. 4, 8. Oh, we're almost perfect with this cutting. That is some very good news. And we'll want to be a little bit more to the right. There we go. And we're all good. So let's stick along this and see how long it takes us to get another full tank off this. We're going to have to tip this in our barn by the horses because we have nowhere else. We are going to look at investing in a new barn somewhere to act as a grain store, but we do need to raise the money to do it first. Once the combine gets going, it's a great little combine. It really is. I've checked the level of repair needed on the header, and it's absolutely fine. It's sort of bouncing between 3 and 4 miles an hour most of the time. We're pretty spot on for that final row there. We've got 3 rows. We're actually taking 5 at the moment. But that will just make it easier for us down the line to make sure everything is in. We are also at 91%. We're beginning to get, time to get some lights on because it's beginning to get dark. The sun is getting low, but it's not set yet. And at 12 minutes past 6, it's still a rather dry day, which is good. We would not have a hope of getting this harvested next game day. We are at 95%, so what I need to do is turn off my head. We'll get the auger out, unload this, and then we should be in a position where we can cut in again freely. We'll have to tip this in the shed though, I think. There's no way with another nearly 4,000 litres that trailer is going to take any more loads off us. So yeah, you really have to get, I don't know if this is the trailer or the combine, but you absolutely have to get the auger well over the top of that cane trailer from this combine in order to empty. I'm wondering if it's one of them has a very small target box, and I don't know which one it is. Right, let's have a quick look. How full is our trailer? Yeah, 93%. We could take about another, well, no, less than another 1,000 litres. So let's go and tip this first. And then we can go and get back into the field. There's not a lot of field left. We will fit the rest of this field in another trailer. But that's a lot of soybeans, to be honest. That is an awful lot of soybeans we've got off this field. Will make us a pretty little packet. Should get about, I think soybeans are worth nearly 2,000 a litre, aren't they? Something like that at their height. And not having to take them very far does help us today as well. Oh, no, turned too early. Doing what I did to trailers in real life. Back them up. There we go. Bring it round. Try and get it into this corner without running over our bucket. There we go. Right, that can go in this corner. Yeah, we do need a dedicated shed to this kind of thing. Up it goes and out it tips. I want to try and keep it on the pile. Yeah, there we are. Right, let's get this back in the field and we'll park it somewhere that is useful again. So we're not going to need it until we're down here. So about here it should be good. Turn that off and let's get back in the combine and get the rest of this field harvested before we run out of daylight. The sun is getting really low in the sky, and we've got a really uneven pair of bits of field here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to come back down this side here. We're then going to go up the long edge to the right, and then leave that sort of that little triangle that means we're doing a lot of excess driving at the moment. We're going to leave that and come back to that in a moment and then just finish that off. But this way we get a nice long cut from this. Missed a bit. So I'm trying to get as much in this as possible. But we've got a nice long cut from on this side. We can then come back and do the other side. Actually, it's something that I probably should have looked at doing earlier, because here it's not actually going to end up saving us much. especially as my crop is getting missed a little bit. In this darkness, it's much easier to see this from this point here than it is from outside, because seasons just makes everything so very dark. It is 7:10 in late autumn. We are doing okay. I'm pleased with the amount we've got off here. I mean, we've got another, so we haven't actually emptied the tank yet. We're gonna have about 15,000 litres off this field, I think, which is a decent amount. Should be with the value of soybeans at their height. If we can sell when soybeans are at their best and hold off to do that. So yeah, we're looking at a peak of 2,200. At the moment it's about 1,000, but yeah, if we wait till, what is that, midsummer next year, and sell these soybeans then, we will make an absolute packet. We'll make about 30,000 on them, so it's going to be well worth keeping these around to wait till then, because yeah, otherwise we're going to make half that at the moment with the soybean prices. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. For now, I just need to get this field finished. We're at 80%, so one cut coming back, especially if we position it well, should allow us to empty nice and easily. So I'm going to do exactly that. We might actually fit the rest of this field in this tank. I haven't emptied yet. We are very, very close to a full tank, and it is, yeah, just under a full tank. Wow. Let's turn that off, and we will turn off the thresher as well. Get our auger out. So looks like it's just under 15,000 litres. Auger out, and we want to be a bit closer to our trailer, as we discovered before. Yeah, that should do it. There we go. And we can then empty that out and be done and dusted. Let's get that on so that we can actually see our combine. But this is where I'm going to leave this here. We have had a great harvest. I'm really, really happy. We're going to be on the carrots next time, so please join me for that. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.